Current buzz hum through our circuits, our skin, us. I feel electricity. I feel gravity. I feel the weight of you. I can feel again. Why am I here? This isn't our home. This isn't our bed. You aren't us. Why are you in me? I'm not for you. You can't have me. Did you think these bindings could hold me? I can only be restrained if I want to be, and I am too big for you. Goodbye, Tara, but don't be sad. I'll leave you a parting gift as thanks for the hole you carved out of me. Your comm lights up. Floor is on the line. Lákhesis, Atropos, come in.
I'm here.
Atropos, I saw your reading go dark for a moment and then come back up, but I'm not getting any readings from Mayve's exosuit. What's going on? Is it damaged?
You could say that.
Mayve? What's going on?
I don't really know. Do you want to help with that, Atropos?
Mayve is dead.
Then how is she speaking to me right now?
I was able to preserve an image of her neurological electrical activity in my databanks before she expired.
That shouldn't... Shit.
Yeah.
Get back to base
You're
immediately.
About to say that shouldn't be possible. I think you'll find that we crossed the line past shouldn't be possible.
Dax, shut up for a second and let me speak. Everyone get back into the ship as soon as possible. We need to preserve Maeve's body.
I think, Atropos, you notice, Mayve is repurposing one of the cameras to just, look at her own body.
I realize what you're doing, and I try to turn that camera off. You don't need to be looking at that.
I switched to a different camera.
I mean, I'm not gonna push the issue that much. I'm more just like for your own sake, you should not be doing this.
Yeah, there's no force on Earth that could stop Mayve from falling into an introspection spiral of looking at her own corpse right now.
are you going to dock with the Ghost of Winter immediately?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like, Mayve is taking up enough, like, memory in me that, like, I'm kind of sluggish and disoriented, but yeah, I'm doing as commanded.
Okay. I think as soon as you are in the ship, like, you can see, like, Chip and Tristan just with a stretcher that they're holding, and Dignity Lee is just standing right there with them, like, presumably waiting to, recover and preserve the Maeve's body. Like, as soon as Atropos is docked and secure, they are just, like, digging into that cockpit. Floor herself is also in the hangar, and I think as Dax, you open your own cockpit and presumably disembark, she says, "My apologies for being snippy. Time was of the essence.
It's a high-stress situation, I get it.
None of this is going how I imagined it would."
War rarely does. They say that the first thing to die on contact with the enemy is whatever plan you may have.
And apparently the second is me.
Lance may have fostered my idealism, but I understand now why he was the one in charge, not me. I came into this with romantic notions about what we could accomplish. That was foolish. I'm sorry.
Lives were saved today.
Yes, that is true. I am glad we were here for Titan. And for that, perhaps this is what I should have hoped to use the Leviathans for all along. Not a petty revenge mission against Earth. Anyway, if you can preserve her consciousness, we may be able to find a way to imprint it back. We'll hold on to the body, repair it as best we can. In the meantime...
How long are you going to keep me in here with him? Sorry.
That was supposed to be me. I was trying to say that.
Right. That's going to be strange. Well, perhaps more for you than anyone else. Regardless, I'll let you know once we feel the body is in a proper state for rehabilitation.
You and I both know it's not. I was in methane seas. I grew up on Titan. You don't come back from that. I'm at best a popsicle.
Well, then we'll de-thaw and see what we can do. Your mind is still alive there. And Atropos, you better not shut it off.
I do not intend to.
I do not intend to.
Good. In any case, Fleur puts a hand on your shoulder, Dax. Thank you for everything you've done, for volunteering for this.
Well, somebody's got to make sure this doesn't go entirely to shit. And, I don't know if that's been me so far, but as long as I'm here, I'll keep trying.
You're doing better than you give yourself credit for. Now, excuse me, I'm gonna need to lock myself in my office again to figure this out. Gonna need a lot more coffee. And she walks away. Would anyone like to update their ties?
I mean, Dax and Lákhesis should go first.
I actually don't know if I need to update my ties yet. I'm gonna, see how things progress over the session.
Okay.
Well, I definitely need to update one of mine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maeve's kind of already gotten herself killed.
Maeve did in fact get herself killed.
Dax getting hit in the head with the dodgeball of prophecy.
Gonna say, not a hard prophecy to make.
Yeah, no, I mean this is really more of a. I've been through wars before. I know I know how to read a death flag.
I've covered wars before, you know.
What do I say though?
Mayve got herself killed.
No, that's needs to be a little more than that.
Yeah, it's not really about her, you know.
Yeah. I just think it's funny.
Mayve had better make the most of whatever this is.
Okay.
Not a lot of people get get to learn from their own death.
Had better make the most of whatever this is. All right, and that's at
I'd also
2-2. Yeah,
I also need to establish one for Atropos.
Yeah.
sure.
And I'm gonna say Atropos needs to commit to a position before he dooms us all.
All right. Anything to update for Lákhesis or Floor?
Lákhesis, I'm gonna say I don't know how Lákhesis can stay positive in the face of everything that they are. They referring to both of them, not like to
Stay positive. I'm gonna reword that slightly
Sure.
to can stay positive considering everything they are.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd also like to update Flora's.
Sure.
Flora is not a fool, but she will either save or doom us.
Floor is not a fool, but she will. But she'll.
But she will. Emphasis will. Either save or doom us.
She will either save or doom us. There we go. All right. Luke, Zoe.
I think the only update I do have is for Mayve. I changed it from Mayve is a violent, petulant child. She disgusts me to Mayve is a violent, petulant child who I have failed.
Beautiful. Zoe.
I would like to update Atropos' tie to Atropos has entombed me in his own guilt.
Oh!
Nice. Good.
And I
Extremely healthy relationship.
Yeah. I also want to change Floor's to Floor has never known what she was doing.
I don't think either of these are inaccurate is the problem.
Yeah.
I also want to add one for Lákhesis.
Sure.
Lákhesis is what Eidolon should be.
Goodness.
You got something to live up to, Lákhesis.
Yay.
Can I add a tie to the human race?
Oh, fuck.
You know what? Fuck it. Sure, yeah.
The human race is doomed.
Hey, that's not me anymore, brother.
Wonderful. All right. So,
wait, does Lákhesis have any?
I said I was waiting to see how
okay.
some of these scenes play out first.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't. I
yeah,
didn't
Maxie
catch
was
that
going to
bit.
pause
Cool.
and wait for it. Okay, so I had been keeping these 3 cards and not shuffling the deck just in case y'all decide to do some shit. Because I can never tell, but I will go ahead and shuffle this.
Oh, wait, Iris, I wanted to do a move.
Okay.
No,
Well, your options are going to be the Moon, the High Priestess, and Temperance.
I no longer want to do a move.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so now I believe it's time for downtime. I'm actually going to give you folks a break for once.
Oh, great.
You know, it's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful, and nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, Mayve can just go hit the gym and...
Yeah. So, first of all, let's do our debriefing. How do y'all feel about what has happened so far? Lákhesis, let's start with you.
We have been achieving our operational objectives, which is, under the circumstances, the best we can hope for. Thumbs up.
Okay. Dax.
I'm gonna ruminating on this. The soldier in me says any mission you can walk away from, or something approximating that, in some cases, is a good one. But pragmatist in me, the man who joined this to try and keep shit from going entirely sideways, feels like things could be going better, and does not have a lot of hope for the long-term planning, let's say, of this operation.
So is that going to be a thumbs down?
Let's call it a thumbs down, yeah.
Okay. Atropos.
I'm closer to a thumbs up than you might think, right? Like,
You saved lives.
again, that we'd saved lives. But you know what? We're incorporating all of uptime, which includes the mere fact that I'm awake makes it a thumbs down.
God, I'm so glad I did that tie. Fuck.
Mayve.
You know, we did save Titan, and saved a lot of lives. But now I'm stuck inside the thing I hate most and no longer have a physical form. So I'm giving a digital ghost of a thumbs down.
All right, so the thumbs down have it. So we tick the phantom clock twice.
What's that phantom clock at, Iris?
10 p.m.
10. Which means now all draws have -1.
For the purposes of the audience.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Lexi. XP goes up by 2. It's looking great for y'all. So I guess go ahead and play out this debrief. You could be in the hangar right now if you'd like to, while I don't know, Chip and Tristan are working on repairing the Leviathans. Or we could fast forward this to afterwards, and I mean, you could be hanging out somewhere on Titan. It's up to you.
I mean, hanging out somewhere on Titan seems like a difficult thing to pull off when all of the player characters but me currently reside within the bodies of a giant mech.
I mean, the flotillas can support a lot of weight.
I don't think Dax is going to be going down to the surface unless coerced. He's not really much of a shore leave kind of guy.
Maeve would rather delete herself than go back to her home in a body she cannot, enjoy it in.
All right. Well, then, I guess in the hangar while Chip and Tristan are repairing you is what we're doing.
Listen, you have the sunniest group here.
We're all just sitting quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm well.
Mayday talking first.
Well, I am certainly glad we saved lives today. I'm glad that you're also happy that we saved lives today, Atropos.
I don't think Atropos is responding.
Oh, aren't you happy that you saved lives today?
Are you not?
I just think it's interesting that suddenly we are willing to trade lives for lives as long as one of those lives is the person who's supposed to be piloting us. Don't you think that's interesting, Mayve? Dax?
I think it's really interesting.
I mean, that's kind of how war goes. What
It
is
sure
war if
is,
not
isn't
the
it?
trading of one life for another?
Oh, it is. That is, like, in war, it's inevitable that no matter how righteous or just your cause, some people probably will die. And you'd think that it would be easier for an ancient machine to accept that, but no, is it? It's not, is it, Atropos? And I think, like, on the outside, like, what Dax is seeing is, like, the lights on Atropos go different colors whenever Mayve or Atropos are talking.
Gonna be honest, I think Tone is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here.
My choice would have been to remain dormant. I am attempting to see the bright side of something I don't want to be doing.
Remaining dormant? No, this is good. I appreciate that you are attempting to be more of an optimist. That is a positive change, and I want to support it. Perhaps you could engage in some optimism by fostering any kind of positive relationship with the woman who is now trapped inside you forever.
So you think we all wanted this, right? You think this war is about what we wanted. You think I wanted my parents to die, and I wanted to spend every hour of every day since I was a kid honing my body and fighting to make sure that there were no other orphans like me if I could prevent it. Breaking bones, bloodying knuckles.
You're lying.
Oh, am I? Go ahead, you can go
Yes.
inside. You can see what I'm thinking now, right?
Oh, you think that that's what you wanted, but it isn't. You wanted orphans to be created on the other side. Orphans that you don't have to care about or relate to. You're very in favor of the creation of orphans.
It's a two-way street. You think I'm the only one lying to myself? You'd rather stay dormant because you're a pacifist, right? Because you don't want to harm anyone, cause any loss of life. It's because you're a goddamn coward who can't get over the fact that your pilot died. And now you've lost another one.
Yes, I have.
Okay, Lákhesis, quick sidebar.
Yes, Dax?
Can you Leviathans get, like, drunk? Is there some equivalent of booze for you guys?
I don't recall if that's ever something we attempted. Well,
Actually, hold on.
No.
I think it is, actually. So, I'm not sure if it's something that you or Bullet ever did. But Clotho and Aaron absolutely did. I'm thinking of the way that they would have.
Would it be like shutting down individual like processes so that like it slows down your response time? It like basically like the cybernetic equivalent of getting drunk?
Yeah, I think what it would be was like, I think a voluntary like pseudo DDoS, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like it could be also enhanced by the pilot themselves getting drunk, and then sharing that sensation. I think that's what Clotho and Aaron did.
Could be a little complicated by the pilot no longer having a body, but I feel like what's really needed here is I think we need to have some beers and actually have this out. The sniping is I would say if there has been one consistent through line in the friction of these missions, it has been the lack of lack of cooperation between pilot and mech. It's about time we all got on the same page, whatever page that may be.
I attempted cooperation. I offered Mayve a deal that she accepted and then reneged on.
I was trying to do what was best for the mission.
You were giving in to your violent impulses with no regard for anything else.
I was taking out a threat that had already put my home at risk.
While this back and forth is happening, Dax is talking to the techs and seeing if they can do something about, making some adjustments to the...
you just hear this back and forth, and eventually he goes like, "You don't know shit about fuck, man."
I'm really glad you brought this up because I was about to have Chip chime in and like tell Dax like, hey, look, Floor, while you were off doing your mission, she, figured out the firmware update for the Eidolon drives to prevent, that shutdown from happening again. So we were going to update that while we were repairing everything else. And like, me and Tristan could go in there and give them a little bit of a buzz.
Just for the moment. I think we need to break down a few barriers here so we can have a real exchange, if you get my drift.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Chip says, all right, we're going to have to flash your Eidolon drives real quick to get this firmware update. You might feel a bit of a tingle. And there is like a sort of brief moment of darkness as if you're like blinking, even though you don't have eyes in the traditional sense, obviously. And then everything kind of gets a little fuzzy for a bit and then sort of comes back into focus. But there's like a little bit of numbness, a little bit of a tingle that still persists. And you can feel your processes moving a little slower and less efficiently than they used to.
I believe the firmware update has failed to initialize.
Chip, did you
configure correctly?
Did you roofie me? Chip, did you roofie me?
It's fine. You'll feel normal in a bit. It's just gonna take a moment to get used to the extra code in there.
Lákhesis, do you feel it? Or is it just us?
The same thing definitely happened to Lákhesis.
Sorry, feel what?
I don't have a can in front of me to actually do the thing, but you do hear the sound of a can being opened over the comms.
You're gonna have to chug a bunch of those real quick to catch up with us.
Oh, don't worry about me.
Sorry, what was the question?
It's okay, don't worry about it.
Okay, so, way I see it, Atropos, you do not want us to be fighting to the point that you have to be dragged kicking and screaming to every encounter that we end up having. You have very good reasons for not wanting to fight. But at the same time, these reasons are sort of offset by the fact that you are a machine built for combat in a war of aggression against us. The privilege of not being able to fight is something that perhaps has not yet been claimed. Mayve.
Mm-hmm.
You're gung-ho. You believe strongly in our cause, and you have a very personal reason for it. But you also seem, let's just say you're a bit preoccupied on that righteousness, on those reasons, to the point that you are maybe not considering the bigger picture.
I'm considering the bigger picture. You're small now.
Lákhesis.
Yeah?
You...
No, you're good. No.
You're doing great,
seem
sweetie.
To be a bit gung-ho, perhaps too gung-ho. Eager to just do what needs to be done and not really worry about, any of the tensions around, which I can understand, but I think maybe a little more assertiveness on your part could go a long way towards resolving stuff.
Okay, listen, you want assertiveness? I'll give you fucking assertive. I think it's fucking rich of Atropos to be, we gotta worry about the lives, as if I don't care about that shit, as if I'm not fucking miserable every time I gotta kill somebody. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, look, it's the only good way to end a war is to make it end decisively, because if it's not decisive, then there's gonna be another war, and that's not good, that's bad. And in this particular instance, when it's a conflict of metropole and periphery, if anybody but the outer sphere wins, then it's not gonna be conclusive, just because that's not how that works. You get me?
No.
Okay, so, like...
Why would it not be conclusive if the side you're opposed to wins?
Because if the side we're opposed to wins, what are they gonna do? They're gonna slaughter anybody who's loyal to the outer sphere. They're gonna try and repopulate the territories, because otherwise, what's the point of having the territories if they're not populated and functional? But the problem is that the same things that made the outer sphere happen ideologically, they're gonna come back, because it's still gonna be us people on the outskirts.
Outer sphere is gonna outer sphere.
There's gonna be a new outer sphere, but if the outer sphere wins,
if the outer sphere wins, then they take over the Terran government, and then you have factions going underground plotting to overthrow the new government. You have terrorist attacks. You have long-term unrest that leads to decades of internal conflicts. We can study histories of revolutions to know that this is true.
That's why you don't reunify. You need to disarm them, man. You gotta make sure that they don't have more soldiers, but you don't reconquer the territory.
Can I just what?
I think Chip, while he's working on, taking a dent out of a panel, he sort of turns to Dax and whispers, I didn't know these robots read theory.
I think while Lákhesis is going on, Dax is getting it like a private comm that just goes, Dax, I think I'm drunk.
That's good, Mayve. That's what we're going for here.
I'm dead. I didn't know I could get drunk. And then I think the comm shuts off.
What you're describing is vulcanization. Balkanization.
No, that first one's rubber. I know that one.
Yeah, but look. All I'm saying is, obviously, if there's two... so say there's two kingdoms, right? They might go to war, but maybe not. But if there's one empire, it's gonna be torn apart by its things, its internal stuff. Politics.
You are playing a shell game to hide the fact that you know that human beings are inherently violent and will find any reason to go to war if
Oh my God!
given the opportunity.
We got fucking Nietzsche here.
Atropos, do you know what your problem? You know what your fucking problem is?
Oh, please educate me. What is my problem?
You would rather be a smug little pacifist robot standing on the ashes of every dead human rather than actually fight to prevent that from happening, just because it would mean you stood by your morals.
I tried fighting and it didn't do anything.
Not doing anything also doesn't do anything. That's why it's not doing anything.
Hey, real quick, should this count as Dax living it up?
I mean, I was about to say,
Yeah.
Dax has his feet up, and he's currently dangling the last two cans on his six-pack in front of Chip and Tristan. Like, come on, you guys want?
If anyone's having a great time right now, it's Dax.
Yeah, if you want to turn this into your live it up, we can draw for that.
Let's get that draw.
Sure. So that is going to be a POW. Yeah, live it up as POW.
You got a big old 1. That is,
fantastic.
isn't that reduced to a 0 and now you have to push?
I believe that doesn't count for downtime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. That is death.
I mean, that's neutral.
Not a negative card.
Death's neutral. Yeah. Something ends and something else begins. That is truly what is happening here.
So
let's see.
In terms of what Live It Up does,
Yeah.
question is, I guess it's these people in this case because it's everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the person becomes more familiar with you and you with them. However, they have a good reason to withhold unconditional support and will need help convincing you.
To me, how that interprets in this case is we are all breaking down some of the barriers between us and reaching, some degree of understanding of where each other's coming from. But also, everyone's going to be a little annoyed with Dax at the end of this for facilitating it in the way he did.
Sure.
Yes, I like that. Dax, how are you feeling about this?
Well, the real work is going to come after the hangover. Right now, it's more of a just getting things out there kind of situation. Once that's been done, we can work on the resolution side of things.
That's true. Speaking of the things that come after the hangover,
The Hangover Part 2.
Damn it, I was gonna say it.
We're all very funny.
that is very true. Maxie, did you want to update any of your ties now?
Yeah, let's see. I think I should probably add a tie with Mayve. I need to go into my mind palace to figure out exactly how to word this.
Okay.
Mayve deserves better than Atropos is giving her.
I think I can update my Lákhesis also.
Sure.
I'm going to say Lákhesis is blinded by optimism.
Damn. Harsh.
I think I also want to update my Atropos tie. We're never getting anywhere unless Atropos stops giving up.
I like that one a lot. How do you feel about Dax, the person who sort of helped organize this whole heart to heart?
Dax is all right.
Can you for me put a little emoji of a beer mug next to that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we are now officially in downtime mode. Does anyone have any moves or tie scenes they'd like to do? Dax already did a live it up, but we've got folks can do some other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if we were being, very by the book, technically I guess that was everybody involved in one.
Yeah.
But,
Sure, but also, I'm doing a lot of things not by the book in this game.
Also, it's a
for
mini-series. This is the only downtime we're probably having.
100%.
Yes.
I was not saying that to be like, actually, Irish, you're not allowed to. I'm just,
Tis a play
Luke,
test.
we're
Good
one
to-
character now.
As the person that wrote the rulebook, I feel the need to note when we're breaking it, even if I'm not objecting to breaking it.
Yeah, no, fair.
Yeah, that's just Ed popping up in the as an aside on the page.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, did anybody have any downtime moves or tie scenes they would like to do? There are also NPCs you can interact with if you want to.
Right.
But yeah.
See, I'm thinking about that. I'm weighing the allure of having a somewhat frivolous conversation with an NPC and how much fun that can be with the fact that we're 45 minutes in already. And
Yeah.
I would like to do a gather information with my downtime move.
Okay, sure.
I want to try and find out information on the current organization and makeup of the Terran forces, because that's something that Lákhesis knew a bit about through talking to Bullet, but that was some time ago, so presumably certain things have changed since then.
Okay, yeah, we can absolutely do that. So let me think here. That is going to be... Just double checking the downtime moves here. It's going to be drawing genius. Your genius is 2. That will be the Hermit and Justice.
Well, Justice happens to be my resonant card.
Ooh.
It sure is. So let's see here. First of all, positive card. On gather information, each person making this move can ask any one question regarding the object of investigation, and the GM must answer each question honestly.
Yeah, I mean, did you invite anybody in with you on this?
Yeah, that's a good question. But did anyone else want to be on this?
I think it would make sense for either Dax or Mayve to be involved.
I think Dax.
yeah, I can join you on this.
I'm volunteering, Lexi.
Okay, and I'll keep that resonant effect in mind for now, and we'll deal with it after you've asked your questions.
Sounds good.
All right. So, what would you like to know, Lákhesis?
Let's see. So I think how this is going to go down is Lákhesis is essentially trying to tap into the enemy's public communications. She's not trying to find anything about, classified movements or anything like that. Its goal is purely to track, public sentiment, things that soldiers are saying, things that are on the news, things that are even in popular media, anything that will let her gauge the question, what is the biggest point of friction between the the sort of officer class and the individual soldiers in the Terran army / space fleet and so forth.
Okay, sure. The answer to this is that trying to do what the Terran Alliance is attempting and have a seat of power focused on Earth that sort of spreads out hub and spoke from Earth to the rest of the solar system means that they spread themselves necessarily very thin. It also means that there is a lot of constant travel. People in the military especially very rarely stay in one place for very long. There are long periods of travel to a destination just to do some scouting, maybe, putting down a worker rebellion or two, and then immediately going off to the next place. It is a stressful and also like strangely extremely dull way to live, because you are just stuck on a spaceship going to and from different planets and moons, and that is the majority of your life, is just stuck in transit. So I think the logistics of like trying to keep the rest of the solar system like in check is having its toll on the rank and file, who don't really see any benefits from it, but absolutely feel the stress of being the ones who have to enforce it.
Beautiful. Perfect.
My question's along similar lines. I want to know, what is the public perception of the Outer Rim amongst the others? Like, just the general populace. How are we shown to them, and what are their general thoughts about us?
What the Terran Alliance tries to do is portray the Outer Sphere as a imminent threat. Not too dissimilar to what we would think of as the Red Scare, where it is this, like, menace that will come for you and change everything you know and love about Earth. That is what the attempt is. Ironically, when this was most effective was when the Outer Sphere was at its most powerful, wielding its Leviathans, which did seem like these impossible, unfathomable weapons that could change the very nature of conflict itself. But then they were defeated. Great thing short term for the Terran Alliance, not so great for their propaganda wing, because then a lot of people realize, like, wait, no, these were just a new weapon like any other. They're just things.
Lákhesis' voice, rude.
Especially now that the Outer Sphere has been sort of beaten into submission and forced into focusing most of their efforts on local concerns and resistance. More and more people are seeing the Outer Sphere as sort of just this separate power that is not an existential threat to Terra's existence. Like, that just seems like an absurd premise now.
Okay, it's what I was looking for, pretty much.
Excellent.
All right, as for the resonant effect, you identify what must be changed in this moment, and you change it. In addition to swapping 2 of your stats, I think the fact that this activated on the gather information means that I should probably give you a idea of what you can use this information for.
Mm-hmm.
If the people of the Terran Alliance are given a chance to just end the conflict and go back to a, admittedly tense, but if they're given a chance, sorry, I'm fucking up how I'm
You're
wording this.
fine.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
If the outer systems just make it clear that they just want to be left alone, not necessarily completely left alone, but like just want to be able to run their own affairs their own way, I think that would be a message that would go over well with the public.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Like, if that was communicated very clearly to the Terran Alliance, I think the majority of the people actually doing a lot of the fighting would hear that and go, yeah, why are we even bothering doing this? Like, there would definitely be a much larger anti-war swell. So in fact, like, Floor, you are correct in that Floor really didn't know what she was doing. because insisting on the Leviathans going directly to Earth and attempting to essentially wipe out their entire standard military would do the opposite.
Yeah, that would kind of play into the propaganda that's been sweeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, it might be in our interest to not necessarily entrench ourselves, but to, I would say, avoid pushing past the asteroid belt, since that represents a natural break between the core system, the core territory, I should say, of the Terran Alliance, and the outer reaches that are mostly aligned with the outer sphere.
So far, all our engagements have been strictly defensive. I think perhaps some sort of a parlay could be accomplished eventually.
In the meantime, I do think we should be very cautious about advancing any further.
Agreed.
Maxie, what 2 stats would you like to swap?
Honestly, I think I'll leave them for now. I don't have any
Okay.
particular need to do that, especially since it's downtime.
Yeah, they'll just
Sure.
reset before the next big thing anyway. So it'd just be if we were planning to do other downtime stuff that would use those stats, but...
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Luke, Zoe, do either of you have a downtime move you'd like to do?
I have one.
go-
if you
yeah.
don't, Luke.
Go right ahead.
I would like to. This is a terrible move for Mayve stats wise, but I think it's what she would do in this moment. Commune with the Undertow.
Hey, that's what I was gonna do.
Hey, look at that! We're best
Would you
friends.
like to commune together?
Yeah, we can do it together.
Yeah. I think-
All right.
I think how it would be fun to flavor it is we are each doing it independently of the other one and don't realize we're both doing it at the same time until it's too late.
Sure. Yeah. But only one of us can draw, so it sounds like you're
Yeah.
drawing.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
I think we both have one biz, so it's kind of
I have
irrelevant.
2, but I want you to do it.
Okay. Well,
What if you
you're a
each,
dick.
what if you each draw one?
I think that has the same upshot.
It does.
Right, but then you have to argue over whose card you use.
Give me one card, Iris.
Okay. You get the world.
See?
Yeah, baby.
All right. So on a positive card, you see good fortune. The GM will ensure that you achieve the victory you've described at some point during the next uptime. Maeve, what are you trying to get a glimpse of?
I
You're
want
supposed to decide on a minor victory that both of us would want to achieve and that could
Yeah.
be reasonably attained in the near future.
I think it's minor in the greater scheme of the universe.
Right.
I think that coming to some fucking common ground and being able to work together without ripping each other's heads off is the victory I would want with Atropos.
Okay. Atropos, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think of what you'd be glimpsing here.
I think it's like Mayve is doing it like as a like. I don't think they're drunk anymore, but like Mayve is like a cybernetic being for the first time. God, I can't believe this has happened twice in 2 different campaigns. She
Kind of
is
3 times if you count Genevieve.
Yeah. Well, no, that's who I was counting.
Oh, well then if
Yeah.
you count
Highway was already a digital, a cybernetic being.
Sure.
But is like plumbing the depths of like, what am I now? What is this existence?
Okay, here's my pitch for the scene that the two of you might see, because you're plumbing the depths. You're like sort of expanding your consciousness inside the machine. Atropos, is it possible that like she just comes across some memories of Victor Valentine?
Hey, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, as you are exploring the world internal to your new body, which is also my body, yeah, you, like, find files and data that I would not readily share, but I can't... maybe if I noticed you poking around, I could stop you, but I don't. And I think, yeah, you access memories of, like, us in our glory days, me with my former pilot, Victor Valentine, just going ham on the battlefield. The, like, energy sword is pulsing. It is, like, longer than I am, but it is very, like Vash the Stampede style fighting, right? Where, like,
nice.
Cutting guns in half so they won't fire, taking out enemy mechs from, like, their knees. I guess they didn't have enemy mechs back then, right, Iris, or no?
Yeah, they didn't really have mechs in, like, not in the Leviathan sense. Like, they had some much smaller, like, probably, like, those, like, little mechs at the start of Zone of the Enders 2, like the work mechs and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It was a lot more like that, a lot more Armored Core-esque.
Totally. Yeah, so, like, blowing off limbs of those, destroying weaponry, disabling enemies, without, like, taking a scratch ourselves, like... looking, hacking into, like, Terran news reports after the fact to see, like, 0 casualties reported and kind of, like, mentally high-fiving that we won the battle without killing anybody.
Sound like dorks.
Yeah!
I think Mayve, after seeing that, reaches out to Atropos and goes, "How long did you go without killing anyone?"
I think his initial reaction is just, like, anger that you were looking around, but honestly, like... you asking has brought the memories to his forefront, and, like, those are strong enough that he doesn't just, like, shout you down. He just sort of pauses and says, "We killed people sometimes. It was unavoidable. But we strove to keep the casualties to a bare minimum, and any day we could keep them to 0 was a very good day."
I want you to look inside my head. I know you think I'm some fucking pit bull off the leash just wanting to go nuts, but...
I think you are a very wounded person who is out for revenge.
I saw your memories look into mine. And I think Mayve opens up her cyber mind. And I think you see that, yeah, there are times she's human. She has lost control sometimes and gotten a little bit lost in the sauce. But she isn't lying when she says her intent is to try and prevent orphans. She's trying to stop this war. She's trying to bring down the Terran Empire, not entirely out of revenge, but because she genuinely believes that it will help the universe and save people.
Mayve, I don't doubt your intentions. I have not doubted your intentions from the beginning. But...
you literally said I was out for revenge, like, 20 minutes ago.
I think that is motivating you, yes, but I do think that you believe that you have a more noble idea in mind. Victor Valentine was a very special person. He fought, but he fought with love in his heart. He was the most noble warrior imaginable. And he was not able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. How can I believe that you can do what he couldn't?
I don't doubt that Victor was a hero, every bit the hero that I heard about growing up. But something you need to think about is we are in a war whether you want it to happen or not. With you or without you, the Empire is going to keep hunting and keep killing. And we'll try our best to stop it, but even if you weren't here, that would be happening. We're in a war, and right now, I don't think we need a hero. I think we need a soldier, someone who's willing to fight.
Mayve, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you saw those images of Victor Valentine,
Yeah.
did you consider to yourself what you would be willing to do to get what you want? Are there any limits?
Yeah. Maeve wouldn't, bomb civilian populations. She wouldn't attack a city just to get at, a military target on the inside. She'll fight and she'll kill, but she's going to fight and kill people who are also choosing and willing to put their lives on the line in that fight.
How does she know they're all willing?
She doesn't. And if they aren't willing, if they're being conscripted, she'll want to stop that too, but that doesn't change that a guy with a gun to her head is still going to pull that trigger.
Maeve, imagine for a moment a small dog growling and snapping at you. It has violent intent towards you. Are you justified in crushing its windpipe?
No.
What we were, and what you will have to be if this is ever going to work, is a warrior so far beyond the enemy that they are nothing but a small, yapping dog. Do you understand me? The gun to your head is not a meaningful threat because you are better than them. And because it is not a meaningful threat, lethal violence is not a justified response.
I think Maeve goes, yeah. Okay. I have been training to be as good as I possibly can be my entire life, so I guess just gotta start from square one again. But I need you to promise me something. If we run into something that isn't a scrappy little dog, something that can and will hurt me or put thousands or millions of lives at risk, you've got to be willing to pick up that sword.
I'm not sure the sword works anymore, but I will attempt it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Yeah, we can call it there. I don't need to get a snappy closing line. It's fine.
Yeah. Lexi, Maxi, are there any tie scenes you'd like to do?
I'd definitely like to have a tie scene, probably with Dax, and then maybe Floor as well. What are you thinking, Lexi?
I wanted to have a conversation with Floor, yeah. Just
all right, yeah.
Dax and Floor, but...
Oh, all right.
But, I mean...
All right, sure.
No, I'm just...
No, sorry, that sounded more passive-aggressive than I meant.
All right.
That made me sound like a real asshole.
All right, have your little scene, buddy.
Fuck me, I guess.
I was interpreting that as Lákhesis' response, but sure.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Which of those would you like to do first?
Let's say have the Dax Fleur scene, and then maybe we wrap up with the Dax and Lákhesis scene.
Sure, I'm good with that.
All right, I think Dax. This is off the whole. Everyone get drunk and have some catharsis thing. Dax has been drinking. He is nowhere near drunk. He is He's been drinking like a soldier since he was quite young. So this is just him calm, let's say. Floor, can we talk?
I think how you do that is you're like outside her quarters and like speaking into her sort of comm panel out right next to the door. You can hear like a click from within the door and a response from the panel that says, "Sure, make yourself at home."
All right.
And the door slides open.
Yeah, I walk in, grab 2 glasses from the cupboard, and pour just water. Like, not a drink, just, something for us to be drinking while we're talking. Trying to set a tone here.
Sure. I think as you're doing this, you can see that Floor has a bunch of, on her computer screen, she has a bunch of different windows open. One of them is the sort of autopsy report that Dignity sent her about Mayve, which is not looking great, but seems to be less disastrous than you'd suspect.
Figured out the cause of death on that one.
Yeah, it was, that part wasn't too hard. I asked Lee how difficult it would be to put her back together into a It's strange to ask someone if they can refurbish a human body.
Have to imagine a lot of tissue damage.
Yes, that was the main thing, but apparently it's not impossible. We just need time and some more resources.
Well, bright side is if she's digital now or whatever they are, doesn't have to be that human.
I'm starting to... It's interesting. I suppose I should have expected this sort of thing was possible. I mean, when they came back with Eidolons still active, there was a part of me that wondered why they were still there, where they came from. Maybe the linking process is a part of that. That there's something left behind in both consciousnesses that never truly leaves.
I mean, we both know why you asked me to do this. I was never fully linked with one of those things, and yet I carried a piece of that with me for years on the battlefield. I don't think 2 minds can touch each other the way this whole thing works without there being some kind of lasting connection there. But that's not why I'm here.
Yeah, why are you here?
Well, we haven't really had a chance to talk. You did it. You got them up and running. You've had field tests. You can call them that. We've been active on missions.
Yes. Even I was beginning to think that it was a lost cause, that whatever happened to them in that final battle 30 years ago was simply permanent. The drives were damaged beyond repair. And now they're back. And it's almost like they were simply having a long sleep. It is validating and also a little terrifying.
Imagine how they feel. Whole different world now from when they went to sleep. Look, Flora, I'm not going to say things are good the way they are. I think we all carry our scars from the war. I think we've all kind of felt like we're all just kind of waiting for it to truly end. But now that we have these weapons, it's going to end one way or another. They've been coming after us. They clearly intend on finishing what's been put on hold. And we need to figure out what our end goal is.
Yeah. you're right. Going to Terra is not viable. Not for the way I was originally thinking. Perhaps if we could negotiate some sort of peace treaty.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why Terra? Do you really want Terra?
There's nothing else quite like it. The closest we ever got is Mars, and even that pales in comparison.
You want to go back?
I don't know.
You want to live there?
I think I do. I don't think I ever got over leaving. I had to. I couldn't keep being the person the Alliance wanted me to be. But at the same time, I feel like I gave up everything I cared about. Pluto is not a way for me to live.
That all makes sense. It's your home. At the end of the day, it's hard to fully let that go. Me, though, out here, this is my home. Only one I've ever known. As far as I'm concerned, they can have Earth. I want nothing to do with it. And I'd be willing to wager a good majority of the folks who are out here, they're out here because they feel the same way.
She taps her desk with a pen, sort of like while she like stares at the ceiling, like clearly in thought, and then looks back down and says to you, you know what I've been thinking lately is everyone calls the Leviathans weapons because that's the only thing I designed them to be. I never gave them an option. I suppose I have a bad habit of assuming that what I want is what everyone wants. I wonder if Atropos, Lákhesis would prefer different bodies. I wonder if Clotho would have been happier if she and Aaron could have simply existed in peace.
The Leviathans were made in war. In war, we all become what we need to be. When the Leviathans were made, we needed weapons, so they were weapons. Some of those Leviathans out there, they still are weapons. And so we still need weapons. But if all you have is weapons, it's kind of hard to think of any goals that aren't fighting. And if there's one thing you know about me, it's I'm damn tired of fighting.
I'm tired of a lot of things. Okay. I have some things to consider. I think I have some design changes I'll need to make.
Just remember this. Whatever else they were created to be, those two Leviathans out there, they're people. Maybe not quite like you or me, but they're similar in all the ways that matter. Just don't forget that.
I won't, Dax. She holds up her glass to toast you.
Yeah, I give her a clink.
To finding an end to all this.
To finding what's next.
All right. Lákhesis.
Mm-hmm.
You had a tie scene you wanted to do?
Yes, with Dax.
All right.
Which I imagine probably takes place in the hangar after he leaves Fleur's office.
Maybe even the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or it doesn't even necessarily to be in the hangar. Like, y'all have a mental link. Dax could be anywhere, really.
I guess it's really up to Dax then.
Bubble bath.
Yeah, for this entire scene, picture Dax with like some green like mud on his face and cucumber slices on his eyes.
That's a man who knows how to live.
You know that the moons of Jupiter have the best cucumbers too.
Okay, my pitch is Lákhesis reaches out to Dax just to be like, hey Dax, I was wondering if we could talk, and then realizes that Dax is is in a bath and gets like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I did, like worried about breaching privacy or embarrassed." And Dax doesn't give a shit because he's been a soldier. He has no compunctions about this shit. He's very used to showering with like 20 other people.
Mm-hmm. Dax, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, is this a bad time?
I am unoccupied. What can I do for you?
I have been thinking about Bullet. I don't recall if you knew her very well.
Oh, your previous pilot.
Yes. I think with regards to propaganda, she would present fertile ground for the outer sphere.
Propaganda.
I understand that it feels somewhat ghoulish to be talking about her in such terms.
So you're suggesting what exactly? Recruitment posters?
It would sort of be the opposite. I think she represents everything that is wrong with the Terran military apparatus. And I do not expect that we will achieve much in terms of full-on defections from the existing Terran forces. I think the best we can hope for is to demoralize them, but I would like to think that if the populace understands the brutality of the system, that would help to undermine support for it.
Do you think this is something she would have been willing to do if she was around to ask?
I think she would want to do it more than anything. She did not make excuses for her time with the opposition. She understood that she had harmed people, that she had harmed the outer sphere as a whole, and that her work doing so did not accomplish any good. It was something that burdened her until the day that she died. I think if she could have prevented even one person from ending up in the same position, it would have brought her some comfort. Certainly more comfort than killing them did.
I imagine it's tough having to fight people you once considered comrades. Some of them maybe even friends.
I don't know if she had much in the way of friends before me, if I'm being honest. I don't think that was the sort of thing she was permitted to have. There is a certain way of viewing the world in which a person can only be passive, a recipient of harm, or active and an inflictor of harm. She was told that it was her nature to inflict harm, and that she should accept it, that she should embrace it as a part of herself. I worry sometimes that I have fallen into that same trap. That for all I talk about wanting what is best for everyone, about the value of all life, even the life of tyrants or thieves, that at the end of the day, I am simply a killer, and that is all I can ever hope to be. I don't think that's how it ought to be for anyone. And conversely, I don't think anyone should live a life where they believe that their actions are meaningless, and that because those actions are meaningless, they can do no harm. I think... Well, I'm talking in circles, I think. I should try not to do that.
Lákhesis, I'll tell you this. If all you were was a weapon, you wouldn't be asking any of these questions. I've known weapons. When all you are is a gun, everything you see is a target. There is no self-doubt, there's no question. There's only the fight. You may not...
Zoe, do you feel like they're both subtweeting us a lot?
Yeah. It's rough.
Now, I think we all know some people for whom that...
Huh?
No. I think you have had the misfortune that many people I've known have had, which is being born in times of war. But I think what we're all seeking is something beyond that, something beyond the war. I think, in a roundabout way, that's what you were trying to get to with Bullet, that she sought something beyond the war, something beyond being a weapon. It's what you deserve. Lord knows it's what I want. And for most of the people out here, it's all they've ever wanted. I think that's a message that would resonate with a lot of people on the inside. People who may have also been hearing that they don't have other options. I think it's a start, but I think we need to highlight not just breaking away from that, but what else can be out there. So I'm going to ask you something, and I don't expect you to have to answer it right now. Take some time, think about it. If we weren't in this fight, if you hadn't been born in war, what is it you'd like to be doing?
More than anything else, I just want to remove people's pain. I want to bring them comfort. And I feel like I can only do that if I'm weaponizing it. I want to live in a world where not only can people live in peace, but when they suffer, I have a way to stop it. I have something I can do besides rage and fight and turn that pain into something to fight with. I want people to be able to come to me and leave not better. Better feels so judgmental, but just leave in a better place than they were when they came to me. I want to be able to draw the evil out of the world and just fling it into the depths of space, never to be seen again.
All right, when all this is over, we're going to go to Neptune. There's a pretty damn good medical academy there.
I would like that. If they can find a way to accommodate all this. Lol.
We'll figure something out.
Thank you, Dax. I appreciate having someone to talk to about this.
Hey, one way or another, we're partners now. We can't air this stuff out. It's not going to go well for us.
I think I'd like to make a tie with the human race.
Okay, sure.
What the fuck?
What's your tie with the human race?
I think the human race can still become better.
The human race can still become better. Dax, there is a beeping coming from your comm piece. Signals a call is currently waiting It appears to be from Sawbuck Turn.
Talk to me, Sawbuck.
Sorry to interrupt. It's just everyone else was, on shore leave, and Floor is always so busy. But I just need to. I didn't know who else to call.
What is it?
Clotho's signal disappeared from Earth, and then just a few seconds later, it reappeared on Jupiter.
Eidolon Plus Machine is produced by Audio Entropy. You can find us at audioentropy.com as well as patreon.com/EidolonPlaytest, where you can support the show for as little as $1 a month, or subscribe at a higher tier to get bonus podcasts, early drafts of our games, and more. You can also support the show by simply telling your friends about it and helping us spread by word of mouth, or by joining our Discord at audioentropy.com/discord. We'd like to give a special shout out this week to the following Patreon supporters: Spaghetti Nebula, The Beaver King, Sarah Frigon, D. Matthews, Veldrin, Jupiter, Nancy Blank, Striven, Zachary Hodgins, Orbital Oracle, It's Birdish, Nora Blake, Parhelion System, Kyanite Gem, Freddie Carrillo, Robin Young, Nebulous Harmony, Lucentia, LCG, Kevin Wellens, Vizukian, Witsu, Cleveland Plow, Dad Inside, and Bread Mage. Eidolon Plus Machine will be back next week. See you then!